Listen up, Charlotte, North Carolina people. There are 2 shows happening this Friday, July 23rd, that you need to be at. Mike Ramsey and the 5 Ensemble with Courtney Lynn Quinn will be at the Stage Door Theater at Bloomingthal Performing Arts Center at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets for that at MikeRamseyMusic.com/shows. That's MikeRamseyMusic.com/SHOWS. And then only 7 minutes away, Todd Johnson and the Revolvers with Def Andrews at Snug Harbor. Doors are at 9, show is at 10. You can easily be at both of these events, and if you come to both and show your Mike Ramsey and Courtney Lynn Quinn ticket to us at our merch table at Snug Harbor, we will get you free merch, free swag. Tickets at toddjohnsonartist.com, TODDJOHNSON artist.com/shows. We also have the links in the show description here. There's no better way to enjoy a Friday night in Charlotte, North Carolina. 2 amazing shows, 4 wonderful acts. It's going to be a great night this Friday, July 23rd. All right, let's do this, noisemakers. 3, 5. Make some noise!
Well, I had a hat for a special occasion, but we're not using it today.
Okay, we'll do it on another time.
Very special occasion hat.
Welcome, everybody, to Making Noise. My name is Todd Johnson. I was discussing hats with Mr. Connor.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
Do you, we're gonna have a little party here at the house.
Party.
I am so fucking excited to have a party at the house.
Todd's very excited.
You know what this party is celebrating?
I have a pretty good idea.
That my fucking roommate isn't here anymore. That's what it's celebrating. That I now have this house, this home, to myself. I can play loud music whenever I want.
Man, what a weird situation. Like, I remember meeting him for the first time and being like, okay, this seems cool. We sat in here. We had that hookah.
He brought that hookah out.
We're like,
all right,
man,
cool.
Great. It was fun. We were chilling.
And then
something happened.
He went away for a week. Pandemic times, there was...
Yeah, that was weird.
Randomly someone else that was just here. And I was like, okay. But I got it, and it was a little different. You know, it was a girlfriend thing, but she was in college and didn't. And so I was like, okay, well, cool. Let's just talk about that kind of stuff in the future.
Yeah.
He's like, awesome, all about it.
Yeah. So then what happened, Todd?
Right after that conversation, he goes away for a week. And when he comes back...
Guess what?
She's there, and they're married, and she's just here.
Yep.
She's just here, and there's someone else living in the house, and a very what the fuck situation.
And not one time did she speak English in front of us.
No.
Whenever we were in the same room together.
I felt like it was the entire situation was probably the most awkward for her, because she was probably like, what am I doing? But it was like we're trying to do the podcast, and we would have to edit almost every podcast that we would do, because during the middle of it, like I'd be like, hey, can we schedule out a time for just an hour? Can I have an hour? You know, I mean, go eat or do something, you know, and it would be during the middle of a podcast. Like all the time we'd be asking an interview, and he would just like go into the kitchen or just walk through the front. It was like, oh, I'm sorry, I just walked through here. I could order some
right
food.
On through.
You know, and it's just like, it would, So now we can do podcasts without any issues. After this episode, we're going to have a house party, but like a 30-year-old house party. You know, like we're all in our 30s and up.
I did hear Kid and Play are going to show up, though.
You know who will be here for
Who's
the party?
That?
Who's bringing the party?
Who?
Some of my favorite people on the face of this planet.
Who's that?
I'm very excited to have Courtney Lynn Quinn
on
today. I love Courtney Lynn Quinn. They are so amazing.
Giving them a woo.
They are singer-songwriting duo and couple here in the Charlotte area. They're getting ready to move to the coast, but they'll still be here around the Charlotte area. So we're going to talk to them, and we're going to have a song from them. I cannot wait to talk to them. I really I love them. I really do. They are amazing. Their songs are amazing. They're wonderful people. They're great. So I'm going to shut up now. Here's our interview with Courtney Lynn Quinn.
All right now. What is up, everybody?
And now you're getting married.
Now we're getting married in Fort Mill.
You did?
In Fort Mill.
I love that.
Wow.
Jay's getting
You
married.
found a woman who proposed to you.
I sure did. Yes.
I am
It's a
proud
beautiful.
of
It's
you,
a
sir.
beautiful story. Can
Proud
we
of
tell the
that.
story on the podcast?
Sure, if you would like to.
I would love to hear it.
I want to hear the story.
I think Courtney Lynn Quinn would love to hear it.
They would love to hear it. So in April, on the 16th of April, Not the 9th of April.
Oh, I hear some confusion there.
No, it's a funny story. She posted that she proposed to me on the 9th of April.
Oh, she posted?
And I sent her a little message. I was like, it was the 16th. Because we had a hiking trip, a camping trip planned to Hanging Rock State Park. And Andrea likes cards. She always gives me like little handmade cards or something. It has like a little cute note in it about how much she loves me or something like that.
Oh, you're lucky.
I know. I'm very lucky.
Yes.
So she starts off, she gives me a card when she first shows up that morning for us to leave. And then she's giving me different cards throughout the day as we're hiking and like we take a little break and she hands me a card. So you ever hiked Hanging Rock?
No.
Okay, so you get up to the top of Hanging Rock and it's this gorgeous view and there's places where everybody can sit, and we were sitting up there for quite a while, and we even moved at one point to get over a little bit closer to the edge, and I'm terrified of heights. But the last card, she gave me this card and it had a star on it. And I'm looking at it, I was like, well, none of the other cards had a fucking star on it. Why has this one got a star on it? And then I open it up, and I'm never going to get these exact words right. We're both fairly competitive about things. And basically the top message was, we're both competitive, right? And then I opened it up, and it said, but this is a game where we both can win. And I was like, the fuck? And I'm like, so like I'm looking down, right? And so like I don't see, because I've got a hat on and I'm looking down, I'm reading this thing, I can only see her kind of moving. I'm like, what is this? And I look up. When I look up, she's holding a silicone, like one of those little wedding rings. She asked me to marry.
Yeah.
Aww.
That's so sweet.
It was very sweet. It was, and the funny thing is,
so what did you say?
Huh?
He ran down the mountain. Was like, no.
What? And I was like, I'm just gonna. What's the quickest way off now?
There's a cliff. No.
There's a cliff.
I said yes. The funny thing is, we had sort of talked about it, but we're going to. Her dad lives outside of Seattle, and we're going there in September. And my plan was to like find a ring and buy a ring and like get her dad involved and maybe some of her other family and like
old fashioned, I can appreciate
thing.
sure.
And she just beat me to the punch.
Hey, that happened to Courtney.
Yeah, Quinn did the same thing actually.
Oh, yeah.
I was getting ready to ask. It's crazy. As long as we've known each other, I've never asked how y'all met or what the engagement was.
Duh.
Oh God. Well, we've spare
contemplated
the meeting details.
We've contemplating
No, I
starting
wanna
a
hear all the
podcast just so that we could tell the story in full, because people ask and then like halfway through telling the actual full length story, you see their eyes start glazing over, and
They're
I'm
like,
like, oh, more than you
got
asked
to
for.
start with where you were born. Maybe y'all could work on
No,
this
you
story
don't
a little
understand.
bit.
Like our story,
It's
together,
detailed.
It's like very.
But I'll
there's
give
a lot of moving parts.
Okay.
I will give you the short version. We met
Spark notes.
Spark Notes version. We met couch surfing the same couch in LA. That's how we met.
Okay.
And then we were friends for like 3 years. And then our lives just intersected again. And at that point, we realized there was more. And
then Courtney tried to marry me like 3 months in and take me to Vegas. And I was like, you're crazy. No.
I love that. I love that. You know what? If there was someone that I was expecting that to happen, it would be you.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
But it was actually Courtney.
Quinn's
Yeah.
often described as intense.
Yes, I am
Yes.
very intense.
Well, as you said 2 times, we are the same person.
Yes.
We are very much the same. We're
But
yeah.
like my best friends are like, yeah, Quinn, you're intense, but I appreciate that about you. I'm not sure if I'm trying to still figure out if that's a compliment or
That's not what Jay says to me.
Yeah.
Your friends are much nicer.
I get passionate at work a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm just always like, just shut up and tell me what you really mean.
Yeah. So, but then the proposal was funny because I told Courtney like in the beginning, well, you've already been proposed to once in your life. And I've never been
See, that's
proposed
part of
to.
the story.
Yeah.
I was engaged
okay.
before Quinn.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'm going to you're proposing to me. Like, we knew we were going to get married, but like, I was like, you're going to propose to me. And she was like, I know, but you got to tell me when you're ready because you keep turning me down, And so we were like waiting. And then finally, like,
I would like throw a hint out there like every 6 months, like, yeah, so like,
Rings,
what
right?
do you think about like marriage? And she'd be like,
That's a hint.
yeah.
That's not a hint. That's not throwing
it's
out
just a
a
straight
hint.
question. Yeah, Quinn would be like, no, Courtney, not yet.
Yeah. So then finally I was like, this is kind of cruel just to make her like plan all these proposals and then not actually let it happen. So I'm just going to propose to her. And I did it on her first solo album release on stage.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was exciting.
It was a good
It
moment.
was a good moment. She was like,
Well, and also you're stuck there with a bunch of people watching, so you can't say no.
She didn't say no or yes. As a matter of fact,
brilliant.
she still never said yes. So I'm not sure if we're
I'm still
actually
thinking
married.
about it.
Yeah, so there you go.
Hey, we've already gotten married and put out a music video of us at our wedding, but you know what? Like we're still thinking about maybe.
I'll let you know when I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
It's weird how we just always just kind of like met at bars playing shows, and then we'll just keep playing shows and being out and stuff. But like I realize I don't know any of this, so now I get to like ask all the like fun
Ask
questions
away.
like that.
Yeah, it is fun.
So the whole thing about y'all meeting couch surfing in LA, were you both there doing music stuff, or were you there for other reasons?
Totally
No.
different reasons, actually.
Yeah.
So I grew up as a dancer.
Okay.
Like
what kind
professionally,
of dance?
like hip hop, jazz, tap, ballet, lyrical,
All
and
of
then
it.
like musical theater, like all the professional trained dancing stuff you can do. And I've been dancing since I was 2.5, and I was in New York for a professional dance program. And then I was like doing some little things here and there in New York, and I landed an agent in New York. And then I was just kind of like, I don't know. I know I was on this dance convention tour, and I met a lot of people in LA who were doing more commercial style dance, which is what I really wanted to be doing, like TV and stuff like that, music videos and things like that. And so I was like, well, I have connections out there. I'm just going to move. But I wanted to like test it out first before I actually made the leap.
Right.
And so I
That's
was
smart.
going to like test out LA for like 2.5 months on this couch of a coworker of mine who lived there.
Okay.
That coworker met my best friend from high school on Craigslist. They moved in together, like
Okay.
just months before this whole thing happened. So these two met on Craigslist, moved into an apartment together. Quinn went to visit one of the roommates, and I went to visit the other.
Okay.
And I was testing out LA too. So we
So
both
we're-
got there. We were like, so whose couch is this?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
thought this was my couch.
Yeah.
So basically the roommates double booked the couch.
Yeah.
For lack of better
They
words,
just
yeah.
double
But it
booked
was
the
like the
couch.
most fun time ever because like I didn't really have a job yet. I was just kind of living off of savings and
Right.
trying to meet people and network. And she was there just trying to figure out how the heck to get out of Indiana.
But pretty much.
Really?
I was about to say, yeah, so
Yeah.
because I know you're from Indiana. So was that like your first outside of somewhere from home? For the most part?
I had done I did an internship in West Virginia for
Okay.
3 months.
So you went
That
from
was-
Indiana to
to
West
West
Virginia.
Virginia.
Not too much of a
And then after that I was like, I'm ready
Both-
for something different.
I was about to say both very liberal areas.
yeah, very welcoming to,
To
yeah, like
any type of people.
people like me.
Yeah. Curious too, just to so is like I know if you're in Jersey, Springsteen is God. In Indiana, is John Mellencamp like is
Yes.
he just it's like his pictures up everywhere and
Yeah,
you're just
like
we all sing Small Town together like
I didn't know who John Mellencamp was until I was in high school, but I knew his name since I was a child.
Really?
Yes, but because my grandparents, more than you need to know, but my grandparents managed a campground on Lake Monroe. That's where his house was in
Right.
southern Indiana.
Okay.
So every time we would cruise by, they'd be like, that's John Mellencamp's house. And I was like,
You're like,
who's John?
yeah.
I guess John down the street, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've always been curious about that because I've heard anytime that I've talked to people from Indiana, they're like, we don't know, or they're like, yeah, we've been to his house because he has parties all the time. Like it's weird. There, it's vastly like he seemed to be because he is very involved in the community and all
Yeah,
that stuff. So
yeah.
I'm always interested in like what's it like to have a massive rock star just like in this extreme rural
Yeah,
area.
I don't know. I mean, that's really all I know is that he lives on Lake Monroe.
That's it. Well, it's
And,
good for him.
you know.
Did you know that Bob Seger spends a lot of his time at High Rock Lake?
Where's
Really,
that?
Yes.
the Bob Seger,
The Bob Seger.
Hollywood Nights, Bob Seger,
Bob Seger.
Against the Wind, Bob Seger,
Turn the page.
Turn the Page, Bob Seger.
Yes.
Same one.
Yeah. Same
Where
one.
where is High Rock Lake?
Has a house on High Rock Lake. He spends about 80 to 90% of his time there every year.
Really? Where's exactly? Do you know exactly where? Can we say the address and give direction?
High Rock Lake is outside of Salisbury.
Oh.
Like in Denton.
Really?
Yeah, it's out that way. Yeah.
That's bizarre.
We need to let him know. Like there are some great studios out that way, and if he needs to do some work,
I know, right?
I mean,
Will you
I know a
produce it for
producer.
him?
I would love to accidentally work with Bob Seger.
Accidentally.
You know, just be like, oh, I guess you need someone to push the buttons in here, right, Bob Seger?
I met Bob
Maybe like you can
Seger's
just call me
wife
Bob.
and,
I'm like,
and
no,
son.
sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I DJ'd a wedding for
Oh,
one
you
of
met
his-
him?
Was that
People-
the same wedding the guy from the Eagles was there?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. Wait. Okay,
So
so
wait a
you
minute, you
led
did-
with Bob Seger's
Yeah.
son and
Well,
wife.
you
But there
guys
was
were
a-
you were
but there was a guy
talking
from the
about
Eagles there.
But you guys were
Which
talking
guy from
about
the
Bob
Eagles?
Seger.
Walsh.
Walsh, yeah.
Joe Walsh?
Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh? You got to see Joe Walsh at a wedding?
Yeah.
Was he awesome?
I mean, he's one of the cool Eagles.
yeah, I know.
I was given specific rules and directions from the couple who I very much respected because they were an awesome couple to like just not
Did he drive his Maserati there?
address anything.
Dress. Don't play any Joe Walsh tunes.
I mean,
don't play any
yeah,
Eagles
I wasn't.
tunes.
I really wasn't allowed. Like they were like,
Right.
please don't. Like they're just
Well,
here as family and
right.
like you know.
Only do
Well,
Don
that's funny
Henley solo
because-
stuff.
Well, and that's crazy because like the Eagles and Seeger, I knew were like I think Seeger was giving the Eagles advice right when they were starting, so that makes a lot of sense. That if they know one, if from a family
I
event.
guess.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
it was really cool though because like the couple was super chill and they like totally. They were like, we don't want this to come off any sort of way, but like.
But Joe Walsh is here.
No, they didn't say it like that. No, they actually were just saying like we don't want this to come across any way, but we want them to be able to like relax and
Yeah.
and I don't want
Yeah,
it to be
yeah.
a thing.
I mean,
And
I
was
feel
like,
the
I
same
totally
way.
understand.
You know, when
Right.
I'm at a
Get
wedding, I'm
outta
like,
here.
don't approach me, please.
Get out.
But if you want to get Rocky Mountain High,
right.
yeah. So anyway, it was cool.
So I'm really glad because of anything when I think of you guys, I think of Bob Seger. I'm really glad we
really?
took this tangent. Yeah,
Do you?
because you both have that deep growly male voice.
Right.
You know,
Right.
That I think is when I think of that, I think of Courtney Lynn Quinn.
Is that what? Wow.
That's exactly
We've
what.
never been compared to him before, but I'll take it.
You
I
know
mean,
what?
hey,
We take whatever compliment we
that's
can
right. Yeah.
It's not a bad one.
get. We like to be on stage. Please compliment us in any way.
Please ask us for your entertainment needs.
Well, so this much I did know as far as like the two of you doing a duo it's not something that y'all have been doing for like 20 years or something like that. It's something that's kind of come naturally and it's kind of come naturally through the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know that you were doing it a little bit before.
Yeah.
Correct? Is that like when did
Well,
that start for you?
So
As far as because I always knew that you were a dancer, and
Uh-huh.
then through the relationship, from what y'all told me once when we were very drunk at Thomas Street,
Right.
was then we were like, fuck it, we can harmonize. Let's do this shit. Like, so it was something like that. But like, I know that she was doing it earlier.
I mean, I was like, I picked up a guitar when I was like 15, and
Okay.
honestly, I played in church. That's how I got started. So
Okay.
I was hanging out with a friend the other day, and he's like, "You used to play in church, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's
You
like,
could
"You
tell.
got those chord progressions."
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I can't kick it.
It's just born there, you know.
That's how I started though, and I just like
Church guitars always come with a capo. That's how you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh
No.
yeah, that's
They always
it.
come with a
yeah.
cape.
Yeah, I know. I'm working
It's fine,
on it.
it's
I'm working
fine.
on it. You know, but
Oh, you're great.
I thank you.
You really are. No, in all seriousness, like compliment guitar player to guitar player. You have a fantastic right hand.
Thank you.
It's very like you can lead and do everything on your right hand. It doesn't matter the chord shapes that you're doing. Everything you have good rhythm. You know where to hit other strings. That it's tough. It's tough. Like having a good right hand is a natural thing. It takes a lot of work.
I appreciate that. I never took lessons. I literally just picked. I wanted to learn really badly. I always loved music, and I was like, I want to play an instrument. So for years, I would ask my mom, like, for Christmas, can you get me a harmonica? And I would try that out for a couple weeks and be like, not for me. Can you get me a piano? I'd try that out for a couple weeks, not for me. And then one year I asked for guitar, and it just clicked right away. I mean, the first night I picked up a guitar, I learned 3 chords and wrote a song the first night. And I didn't realize that was a big deal until later on.
Right.
When other people are like, that took me so long. And it just like clicked in me for some
Right.
reason. That instrument felt so natural. And I just started writing as like a means of getting emotion out. I wrote like most people journal. I would be going through something, whether it be happy or sad, and get it out into a song. And I
Right.
had dozens of songs that I never performed for anyone but
Yeah.
like my close friends and family. And then I met Quinn, and she was like, what are you doing with all of this music? You should record it. You should be playing shows. And I was like, super stage shy. Quinn is a performer through and through. Like, that's what I like to tell people. She's not a musician. She's not a dancer. She's not an actor. She is a performer. And a stage is where she is at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it took her like kind of coaxing me into like, go record your songs, go perform this. And then finally I started getting comfortable. And kind of what took me getting comfortable was having her sing with me. So I would play a show somewhere and be like, if you came and you just sang harmonies with me, I think I'd feel better.
Yeah.
And so she did. And then it started feeling so good. And so like, it added so much to the music. We were like, what are we doing? We should be doing this together.
Well, it's kind of a funny story because so Courtney, I was just, the first time I met her in LA, she was like, had these songs and she was just playing them and I would harmonize on them just for fun, like in the living room on this couch that we were surfing. Right. And I was like, seriously, like, why are you not doing more with this? And at that time she was like, well, I have other focuses. And she was heavily focused in some, mission trips and things like that and trying to give back to the world. And I loved that about her too. And then she got into social work, was also giving back to the world in that way. And then finally, like,
and
over
like,
time.
Yeah, but stop giving back to the world and like you're thinking it's good.
No, it's like I still want you to give back to the world, but give them your songs because they're so beautiful. I mean, people need to hear some of the stuff she writes, I think. And I know I'm biased, she's my wife, but like I think there's messages in a lot of her music and writing that like people can relate to and understand and need to hear it sometimes. I mean, that's the part that I love about what she writes. And so I was like, someone like me who's just a stage whore, for lack of a better word. It's like, I'm like, give me your songs.
I
like,
get it.
I'm just going to point at Todd real quick.
like.
It's going to point at Todd.
Yeah,
stage whore.
right.
Well, I think it's so funny. Listen to this. I think that there are times where I'm like very extroverted and then very much just put me in a studio or just put me in writing. And I think one of the reasons I enjoy both of you so much is you are both these little parts of me expanded into two different people.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I
Cool.
love to sit down and write songs. I love to do all that, and I understand exactly what you're saying. But then, like y'all are both so good at bringing it out of each other, and I think it is like the relationship in a band scenario.
Oh my gosh,
would scare me shitless.
Well, so that's the funny story part, right? So she
and y'all do it so well.
Was doing her own thing, and I was like very, very supportive of that. Wanted her to
Right.
do it, but on the flip side of that, she was always trying to get me to get like I had truly gone through like this kind of depression stage where I just like let go of all artistic things.
Right.
I was like, nope, I'm not doing it anymore. I can't. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to do it. I just can't do it anymore, kind of thing. And if it wasn't for her, God love her, she like kind of forced me. She was like, stop. I can see every time you're on a stage, you light up. Every time you're dancing, you light up. Like, you have to do it somehow. Like, I don't care if it's like you go to Smokey Joe's and you find a band at Smokey Joe's and you just sing in a cover band, but
Right.
do something because you love it so much. Like, you have to do something. I was like, I know.
You've got to scratch that itch at some point. But
Yeah.
Right.
And she was right. Like, I was missing it and I was like craving it and I needed some kind of outlet of the artistic, creative performance part of myself. And so we started going to open mic at Smokey Joe's and met Steve and Brandon.
Steve Cornacci and Brandon Henry, who are fantastic.
Yes, there you go.
Play on my next gig, please. I love you both.
Yeah. So Steve and Brandon approached us after we had done like one of her original songs at the open mic night. And they were like, hey, we want to talk to you guys about
Smokies?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah. And they were like,
I love hearing bands built at Smokies.
Yeah.
Smokies,
it's
that
like
open mic is so.
It's like
it's
legendary.
It's
legendary.
It is. It's like you do not understand how fantastic it is.
It's the best. I mean, seriously, the best.
It's church.
open mic ever.
It's church for a lot of people.
Yes.
I mean, to put a quick pin in your story, Smokey Joe's is like this. I mean, it's a dive bar.
It's a
like
total,
I hate to say
it's a
that,
total dive.
But it's a
but
great
it is
dive bar.
It is
like
the
the best dive bar you've ever been to.
Yes.
I remember the first
There's
time
a
I walked in
waterfall
there.
in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Who the fuck came up with that
Well,
idea?
there's
But I
there's
love it.
sand in that courtyard.
There's also,
I
like,
want to get everywhere.
the
It's y'all.
abdominals.
It's just the talent in there, though.
The talent.
I
Talent
remember
is through
walking
the
in there
roof.
and
Oh my
act
God.
after act after act. I was like, oh my gosh, there's
Yeah.
a lot of
Crap.
talent here in Charlotte.
Well, yeah.
We were there one night and the Smoking Jays band did Wishing Well, and I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And like Jason Atkins over there, doo, doo,
God, I love them so much. All of them.
doo, doo, doo. You
Yeah.
know, and I was like, yes.
That's a great story, Jay.
Well, wouldn't you just never hear that song, man?
No,
Like,
you don't. But
you're
that's
right.
a great
And-
song.
yeah,
though. It's a great
and what
song.
I'm getting at is like, man, you go to Smokey Joe's, dude.
It's-
It's going to be a good time.
well, it's
Yeah.
funny.
You
I
are
have a
guaranteed a good time.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who now, my buddy Andrew, actually, I've worked with him in production or whatever, and there was one night where he had just moved somewhere else and moved near there. And, Tuesday night, I was a regular there. And
We
a
were
big-
too, yeah.
Well, a big reason too is especially with like the Revolvers, I'm like, I'm going to find some new people to play, play with. And, we were working. I was, he was asking me what I was doing that night. And I said I was going out there. And he had never been, and he was just like, "What the fuck is this? This is the coolest thing." And
Yes.
he's not a musician. He's just a big music lover and like I said, has worked in bars in different areas and has worked in live production as a really good lighting guy, and was just like, this is fantastic. So he's gone so much every Tuesday night that like it would get to a point where he'd be like, you know what night it is? Like we'd be at work. I'm like, man, I got work. I got stuff to do. I can't do this. He's like, you know what night? He's like,
You're
I'm
going.
getting there about 10. I'll see you. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
damn it, I'm not going. And then of course like
You go, of
10,
course.
20.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
But he loved it so much that now he's like had a night off. He kind of has his Tuesdays off. And since they started back, he went to there and was like, do you guys need a door guy for Tuesdays? So he's the door guy there on
Oh my
Tuesday nights
God,
now.
what a crazy
So now
story.
he texts me. He's like, you know what tonight is? I'm like, God damn it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I can't be there every night
But
spending all my money.
It's the best. It
I
really
love
is
it. Well,
truly
also
the
too,
best.
I mean, it's good drink. But yes, the talent is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the house band is always,
oh my God.
the bar
Yeah.
is set so high to be in that house
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Actually, the first time I ever had a band play behind me was at Smokey Joe's. I was like, I want to try to play one of my
Really?
songs.
Yeah.
Do you guys think you could just, I mean, this is a testament to how good they are.
band. Right.
It's like, do you think you could just hop on to this original
To
song
an
you've never
original
heard?
song.
Yeah.
They were
that
like-
they've never heard. They don't know the feel.
Right.
We
They were
follow
like,
you.
yeah, we could probably do that.
And they were stupid good. I
Yeah,
was
they
like,
absolutely
Yeah.
crushed
I
it, right?
remember,
Yeah,
I
crushed
remember looking over at Quinn and just being like so full because I never heard that sound behind
Right.
my music before in a live setting, and I was
Right.
like, "This is amazing."
Well, something that I do like as a songwriting thing that I've done there before, and then I've heard when Dan Hood was on was talking to us about this that someone else was doing. I can't remember who, but he would take original songs and test them out there
Yeah, workshop
Yeah.
them there.
and workshop
Oh, yeah.
them there. And I love doing that. That's been my biggest thing with like some of the open mics gone during the pandemic is like I would take. And there's another reason I love coming to your guys' open mic at Thomas Street is I would take songs that I wasn't sure about or I was working and take them to an open mic.
yeah.
Because if you get like okay, like, all right, maybe I need to work on
Work
this.
on
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
work on it. Maybe it's not as good as I think it is, or maybe it's this part, but when you're actively playing, you can see when people are interacting and when they're not.
Yeah.
And so there's something about let me write on a stage, because a lot of comedians do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I would always hear about comedians like riffing on a stage to see what works. I was like, could you do that as a musician? Like, could you do that with a song that you're writing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see how that works?
Totally.
And so I'm super happy now that that's back. So I haven't brought anything back. The last 2 times I've been up there, it's just been like, I'm gonna Uber home.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, of course,
I'm
of
gonna
course.
go have fun and do
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
but that's so awesome that you could like take this and probably like the confidence that gave you of taking one of your songs and going like,
Yeah.
you could hear
Yeah.
it. You
Exactly.
Come alive on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Was it
Incredible.
was it like one of those things you felt like you could hear a song in your head or you could feel like what it would be like with a band? Or was
No,
it
I just
kinda
never
like,
even. To be
She
honest
just
with
didn't
you, I
think about
never
it.
contemplated it. I never thought I'm gonna be a live working musician. I thought maybe I'll record these songs and I'll put them out there and whatever. I just
Yeah.
didn't. I wasn't aspiring for that. But now that it's in my life, I cannot imagine not doing it.
Well, I think there's something good about that because if you don't, from other people I've talked to about this, I'm just guessing. I think that there is a thing where you probably don't put so much pressure on trying to be the best commercial written song.
Right.
Or so, you know what I mean? Like if you aspire, like if you're 15-year-old me in a bedroom, I'm like, I'm going to write a song. In my mind, I'm like, all right, well, I got to write this next Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Right.
Or something stupid like that
Yeah.
as a 15-year-old would tell yourself. But if you start from a moment of this is just me journaling, this is just me writing, this is just what feels an extension of myself,
Yeah.
you tend to write better.
Yeah. Well,
you put
I
out
think
better
it's
stuff.
maybe a pro and a con. Like,
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there are definitely times that I'm like, there's less pressure on it, and I already have anxiety. So for me, it's like, I don't need more added pressure to my passion. I want to keep that clean for myself. So I try not to get bogged down by like our goals. Like I like to set them and work towards them, but in just like a very gentle way.
Right. If we don't hit it,
It's okay. Like we love what we're doing. We're having
Right.
a great time. We are enjoying our life, and that's the goal, you know. And
Right.
if we can reach these other things, that's a bonus. And
Yeah.
so,
Right.
yeah, I mean that can be a pro and a con where like it maybe takes a little longer.
Well, I think that's a little bit of like wisdom of age too. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Because like if we had this mentality when I was like 22, I'm 34 now, just so everybody knows. But if we had this mentality when I was like 22, I'd been like, no, what are you talking about? Slow down. No, we need to like do that. We need to like write. We need to keep writing. We need to like record. And I would be
we need
pushing
to not
her,
enjoy life.
Right. And I would be pushing her into a corner.
Get us to the life that we enjoy, which is not how life works.
Yeah. And then I would be pushing her into a corner of like basically wanting to actually like quit doing something she's so beautifully talented at. And that's never like ever something that I want to do. So I'm super happy for, first of all, the ages that we met. And second of all, like her mentality in life. I mean, Courtney's younger than me, but like sometimes she just thinks beyond her age, I think.
You like me.
I love you, but she does. I mean, she
does. Could y'all fucking stop being so cute all the goddamn time? Seriously, the both of you, that is the one thing that annoys me. Y'all are some of my favorite people in the world. I really mean it. But y'all are just so damn cute together that it's annoying. Like it gets to the point where you're just like, ugh.
We're making people throw up over here.
I love that song and I love the video, but God, I'm tired of it. Get into a fight once.
Oh, we do. Trust.
We just don't have any videos of that.
We just don't have any videos of that. Actually, Fire, the funny story about that second verse of that song, it was my verse to her. I wrote that verse when I was like steaming and fumingly mad at her. We had gotten into like a 3-hour argument, and it was like 2:00 in the morning.
Extended arguments.
Do you remember what it is?
No, not even a clue. No, not even a clue. No.
But not even halfway through. Do you remember what it's about?
I stormed out and I sat in my car and I cranked it up, and I was like angry, crying, and then all of a sudden I was like, why do I still love her so much? I'm writing this verse.
So she angry wrote a love song.
It's perfect. No, that's good.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Sometimes that's where it comes from.
Whatever it takes, right?
Right.
Wherever it comes from. Yeah.
So we argue. Don't get it twisted. Yeah.
All right. Thank God. At least you're human.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
I was like, stop it.
Trust. It's it's real.
Well, so like,
I think I was saying though before.
Oh, finish your thought. I told you to put a pin in it, and then I never let you.
Well, because I think it's important.
See, they're even communicating great. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. I think it's important to know because before we actually had struggled with the idea of being in a band together ourselves.
Right. Okay.
You had asked that question originally.
Right.
And we were fearful of it because like she knows how much I love it. And I know how much for her, it's more of like a passion journaling thing. And I didn't want to come on too overpowering. And she's my wife first, music second, you know? And so I was like, if I need to find like my own band and outlet so that I can just do these gigs and have the high energy that I have, like the Energizer Bunny, and you be you, and like you're my wife and that's it, that's cool. So we actually started separately. Like Steve and Brandon and another guitarist and I started a band. It was called After the Rain.
Yeah, it was.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So,
I'm so glad I met you.
Did you just have a lot of songs about the humidity in North Carolina?
God, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so
I'm so glad I met y'all as Courtney Lynn Quinn.
Me too. Yeah. So we started that band, Steve and Brandon and this other guitar player and I, and it was just going to be a cover band that we were just going to do like soulful kind of bluesy jams, and we rehearsed and we did some stuff at open mic, but we never actually really got to do a show before the guitar player kind of just fizzled out. Like he wasn't really like cutting
something. It just didn't work.
It just wasn't working out. Right. Yeah. It was like, it wasn't the right fit. It wasn't the right sound. It wasn't the right timing for him in his life and just all these things. So Brandon and Steve were like, I was like, well, who are we going to bring on? And they were like, what is wrong with you? Your wife is brilliant.
Let's see. Is there a songwriter who plays great guitar that we could maybe call that we know?
Yeah, and it wasn't even just, it was like I wanted to ask her to be a part of it, but I knew
you also wanted to keep the boundary.
Yeah, and I knew that she was worried about it too, so I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Like it makes sense for that to be the case, but I need to talk with her first. And they were like, well, just convince her already. Like, what's wrong with you? And so I came home and I kind of told her the situation, and she was like, oh yeah, I want to sing with you anyway. So like we were actually having these same thoughts, but like we were
these reservations that you both had.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how Courtney Lynn and Quinn happened.
Well, I think it's great. And I think that the fact that y'all have what you have communicates in a way is so deeply. I mean, I think the songs are so well written. I think you guys perform them fantastically.
Thank
You're
you.
both
Thank you so much.
vastly talented. But like it's like opposite Fleetwood Mac. You know what I mean? It's like the bizarro Fleetwood Mac in a way of like, no, we're in a relationship and we actually do really enjoy each other. And y'all handle it so well. And it's a wonderful thing to watch. And it's I mean, the story's great by y'all being together, but I mean, take all that away, y'all are a great fucking band.
Thank you.
You really are.
Thank
like,
you.
and y'all are like top pro people that I love being around and working with.
Thank you, Todd.
Seriously.
That means a lot coming from you because obviously you're like
An incredible musician.
incredible
in your own
musician
Both
and
of you
an
guys.
incredible production person. And every time I see one of your shows,
Aw.
I'm like, look at him, like going all out, dude. He's got like all of the stuff going on. I'm like,
thank
man,
you.
That's what we always say about you, Todd. He fully commits every time. It
Yes.
doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what the show
Yeah, he
is.
does.
Todd is coming. He is
Y'all have
coming
no
and
idea.
pulling
It's
out
a
all the
problem.
stops.
No, I appreciate it.
problem.
I'm like, go for it, man.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
it's awesome.
that.
Yeah.
This is just going to be a big compliment fest, and Jay's going to be
I
like,
love
"Can y'all
it.
shut the hell up."
No, we're
No,
having
no,
a
it's
nice
good.
off right now. I like it. Who's winning?
Nice off.
We're having a nice off.
Who's gonna say
Well,
the
what
nice
I love is your merch.
Well, I love your hair.
Oh, well, you have a fantastic soul.
Thank
Well,
you.
your glasses are awesome.
Well, thank you.
Why is Jay left out of this whole thing?
Because I don't care.
Perfect. That was the perfect
There we go.
line. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Cool.
This has been so awesome. Thank y'all
I
so
got
much
Butch
for
Walker
being.
and the Indigo Girls over here.
Oh,
Yeah, there it is. That's it. Yeah. Hey, let's put a plug in there. Hey, Indigo Girls, if you're listening, we want to open for y'all.
yes. Oh, that would be.
Hey, if you're listening, promote us on something because me and Todd need the exposure.
yes, please. We need as much exposure as we can get legally.
I mean, keep your clothes on. Come on.
Yeah, that's
guys.
what I meant legally.
Are we praying to the
Legally.
Indigo Girls right now?
Hey, the Indigo Girls are awesome. Do you ever like follow their feed? They're hilarious.
No, I need to. I'm not up on my Indigo Girls.
Well,
at the
you know,
moment.
step it
whatever.
up.
Step it
All right,
up.
I'll step it
I'm
up.
just telling you, their Instagram feed is so funny. Every time I see their new post, I'm like, they're hilarious. I want to be their friends.
There we go.
I think y'all could work that out. I think y'all easily could work that out.
I will say, like, before we started playing music together, you just full disclosure, I never listened to the Indigo Girls.
Yeah, but you're a baby.
And then
Just a baby.
that is the number one comparison we've gotten.
Oh,
and I think it's
it's very obvious.
Yeah.
We're two women.
It's a
we're
good-
lesbians.
right.
We play,
Yeah.
acoustic Americana
Right.
music.
Harmonies,
I was like,
you know.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. It is sometimes when you get like those comparisons, you're like, "Hey, wait a second," and then you listen to it and you're like, "Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
okay, I see it. We've done this to ourselves."
Yeah.
But also, like, good on us. I mean,
mean,
whatever.
yeah.
Look at their life.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live their life.
Right, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. That's completely fine to see another artist and kind of aspire to be in a similar vein. That's okay.
Yeah.
You take it and use it because you're still going to be yourselves.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
You always have a unique quality, no matter who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No.
So y'all been working on a new album, right?
Yes.
So is that
well, a
something
new
you-
Well,
song.
a new song.
New song. You're
And
working on a new
we
song.
have a new EP following that new song, but the new song is kind of happening first, and then we'll do the rollout of the EP kind of.
What's the new song? Can we know the name of the new song?
The song is called Reminiscing, and we're really excited about it. We kind of pulled a Todd Johnson on this one. We're pulling
Okay.
out all the stops. We like really recorded it really nicely. We produced it. We've got a music video coming out, so we're very
Nice.
excited.
Yeah,
about it.
we
Nice.
like hired Joel Willis he used to work with the Visual 8.
Yes.
Misfit Music is his
Yes,
tag.
yes,
on
he's
all,
great.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's super incredible. And also not just like an incredible musician and producer and all that stuff, but just like a great human. Like working with him, like I've learned just who he is a little bit more, and he's so kind. And his wife, Amber, she goes by Blue Amber. She does photography and videography work.
Oh,
So
I didn't
they're
know.
like
I've
a
seen some of her photos.
they're
I
like a
didn't know.
dream
Oh.
team, tag
yeah.
team. I mean,
Oh, that's cool.
They've been incredible to work with, and so like they've helped us like with this to do this the best way because we really want to try to get to the next level. And I think each time we've
Yes.
recorded, we've gotten one step higher, and we're just trying to continue that path so that we can continue to grow our fan base and grow our music and all that stuff. And working with a producer this time around was just like so fun.
It
and
makes
so
a big
helpful.
difference.
Yeah.
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 For sure.
No, and y'all totally deserve to be in that environment.
Yeah, well, I appreciate
I'm glad that y'all are doing that for yourself
Yeah.
because it really is. It's fantastic what y'all do. So whatever it is to step that up,
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
we're
thank you.
super
Yeah.
excited about it. So that releases. Actually, we have a sneak peek release of it it's like a little snippet of it on our NPR interview that comes out July 15th.
Okay.
With Joni Deutsch.
The amplifier. Okay,
Yep,
so
Amplifier.
sweet.
Yep. So that's July 15th, and then it rolls out on all streaming platforms and everything on July 16th, and then the very next day will be the music video release.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
We can't wait either. We're actually really, really excited.
It's been about
Yeah.
like 6 months in the making, so
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
Do y'all have like maybe some of these songs on like in your email to where we could hear them like off camera?
Yeah, we could
Okay.
listen
Yeah.
before we go.
I really need to wrap
Yeah.
this up because I want to hear one or two songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before we go, I know that we're gonna have a song played here in just a second. Can you guys do "Tired"?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. That'd be
Because
awesome.
that's one of my favorite songs that y'all do.
Well, thank you.
thank
you.
Yeah. I love that song too because I call it Courtney's angry song. And when she first showed it to me when I got home one day from work, I was like, is everything okay? What did I do?
Yeah.
I was like-
Yeah, well, I was curious. Where did that song come from? I think we've talked about it before, but I'd love to know.
Yeah,
Or just
the song came from.
remember.
We lived in this really crappy apartment, and we had this upstairs neighbor who everybody was just so close. We all got to know each other. But he came down one day when I was playing music, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, am I being too loud?" He was like, "No, let me listen." So I listened to some of the. Or he listened to some of the music, and he actually worked for the Fillmore, which is like another great music venue in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is great stuff, but I'd like to see you write something with like a little more grit. I think you've got it in you. So like, why don't you write, something, get angry about something, right? Something like that." And I was like, challenge accepted. And so I was very happy at this time in my life. I didn't have anything to be angry about. So I really just channeled like a experience of a friend and put this song together. So
Well, and that's the great thing about songwriting is you could take any little snippet of something and blow it out of proportion in whatever direction.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And create the characters. Once you start getting them like character mindset writing, it's great.
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm not that kind of writer. Like I said,
Right.
like I write from personal experience in almost every single song I have. So this is one song that's like not really from any personal experience. I just wrote it.
Paraphrase Dan Hood, you're still writing about yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
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 You still show up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still show up in
Yeah.
there for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, let's totally do that. Thank y'all so much for being here. This is the coolest. I've been wanting to have y'all on the show.
Thank
ever
you.
since we started.
Well,
Thank you,
yeah,
Todd.
we're really excited to be a part of the show. I did want to say one more thing,
Okay.
and I forgot. No, I forgot.
Well,
All
here-
right, so we're
it's
going to
gone.
move
All
on.
right,
I'm
all right. Good story, Quinn.
I'm going to say one thing. I hate that y'all are moving to Wilmington, but I will now have a good excuse to come to Wilmington all the time.
Oh yes,
Please
come.
come.
to the beach.
Oh.
I
Open door
remember.
policy.
I was gonna ask if it's okay if I tell people that we have the show coming up at the stage.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So we have a upcoming show with Mike Ramsey, who is
Oh,
another
he's the worst.
Nobody likes Mike Ramsey.
another incredible musician of Charlotte.
I love him.
I love him. I love him so much. He's
Mike knows we
good
joke.
dude. July 23rd at the Blumenthal Stage Door. So
yes,
come
that's
check us out.
it's going to be such a good
I'm
show.
Yeah.
Like,
very
If you're in the
excited.
area, we'd love to
Yeah.
have you come out.
yeah, it's going to be great because I mean that's such a beautiful venue, and I know Mike's doing that with the quartet or the quintet, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
And is doing to see both acts. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
yeah,
great.
it's gonna be
I'm
exciting.
totally gonna be there.
And we have to get you on our podcast.
Done. Whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign me up.
That's gonna be next thing.
Look at us being podcasters doing all that
Yeah.
thing. I like. By the way, one last thing. Next song on deck, right?
Yes.
It's really cool because you guys jump in to a song and kind of dissect it a little bit with a lot of the artists that you're talking with, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is why
awesome.
I'm excited to do that with you because I know you're working on some fun stuff
Yeah.
too.
We'll get there when it's there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
When it's ready, hey, you guys be
Oh.
looking for Todd's episode.
Oh,
We'll
it'll-
dive into the new single.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be. Wait for it. No, wait. What did I do it wrong? Legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
That's a How I Met Your Mother reference if you're unfamiliar.
Yes.
So we're gonna
And
cut
I-
some of this shit out. By the way.
yeah. Please cut that out because I
Probably
ruined
not.
it.
Nope, it's staying. Thank y'all so much.
No,
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Todd.
guys.
We appreciate you.
Yeah. Their new single, Reminiscing, is available wherever you can stream or buy music. But now, this is Courtney Lynn Quinn with their song, Tired.
I've been waiting all night up for you. You never call me, but you won't say it through. I'm so tired. I'm so damn tired of you. You gave me something, but you can't have it back. 'Cause you don't get it and you don't think that I'm so tired. I'm so damn tired of you. I just can't walk away, no, I just can't let you know the things I'm thinking in my head. I don't know how to stay, but the pain is worth it anyway. It's not easy being justified in my anger, 'cause you've been telling lies, and let's not fight. I don't want you anymore. I just can't walk away, no, I just can't let you know the things I'm thinking in my head. I don't know how to stay, but the pain is worth it anyway. No, no, oh no, we're running out of time, and oh no, this love's like turpentine, and oh no, I know you'll undermine the truth. I just can't walk away, no, I just can't let you know the things I'm thinking in my head. I don't know how to stay, but the pain is worth it anyway. Yeah. I just can't walk away, no, I just can't let you know the things I'm thinking in my head. I don't know how to stay, but the pain is worth it anyway.
Yeah. I love that song.
Thank you.
Love it. Okay, that was our interview with Courtney Lynn Quinn. They're the best. They're the best.
Just giving them a round of applause.
We bow to them. We're not worthy.
Good job, guys.
We're not worthy.
And girls.
Make sure to check out all the stuff they're doing. Check out all their socials and stuff. They did a great song. Love them so much. And let's go like party.
Let's have a party, man.
Let's have a party.
Dip. Time to dip.
Dip party.
Dip party.
We're gonna have it. Do you even dip, bro? Does that work for an outro?
Absolutely, sure.
I have no
Todd
idea.
ran off in the sunset.
I have no idea where to edit that. All right, we'll see y'all later.